So Zach, Paul Rudd has been in a lot of movies, but believe it or not, some movies he hasn't been in. But if you had the choice to put him in those movies, what would be some movies that you would recast Paul Rudd as the lead actor in, and replace somebody else that you think would either make the movie better or make Paul Rudd's career better?
So there's a lot of movies that I would want to see him in. Some movies that would be outside of his wheelhouse. Well, not even anymore. Like, I know when we were talking earlier, I said, like, what if it wasn't Christian Bale? What if it was Paul Rudd, as the Dark Knight? Yeah, but I don't think that. I think he's Ant-Man, not Batman, right? So that would be too hard. But when I was going through getting his list together of all the movies to give you the best thing, a movie that popped up, like, that came up next to it was Hot Tub Time Machine.
You would have him replace
John Cusack.
Yeah. Which John Cusack was an interesting pick for that, because you have the same comedic universe with Craig Robinson and
Rob Corddry, Clark Duke.
Yeah, and they cast John Cusack in it, who just seems really out of place.
Yeah,
he was good in it. Now, don't get me wrong. I thought Hot Tub Time Machine was awesome. It's hilarious. Another iconic movie. Probably not that iconic, but a good movie, a funny movie.
I think
that would be interesting. Do you think Paul Rudd could play that, like, darker side? Because that's what John Cusack does in that movie. He's like ends up hitting the darker side of that group. And then it leads to more of the seriousness of the movie. Do you think Paul Rudd could pull that off?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I think about, obviously, any of the stuff that Cusack does in that movie as far as the comedic value goes, there's no debate. I think we're both in agreement that Paul Rudd can deliver that, and maybe with a little bit more comedic timing. But when you see movies where role models, Vente 20, know you're dumb in 3 languages. Like, he's a little serious there. I think he could take that into that kind of darker side that you're talking about and pull it off. I think, honestly, if you have him, Craig Robinson, Rob Corddry, and Duke Clark as the 4 main people in that movie, I think Hot Tub Time Machine 2 is going to be even better as well.
It probably is a better movie. I think I agree with you there. But I don't know if I'm recasting something, I don't want Paul Rudd to play the same character that he plays. Like, I think that's a character that's, like, right along his wheelhouse. I want to see Paul Rudd in something like John Wick. I want to see Paul Rudd play a serious role. Now, I don't think anyone could top Keanu Reeves in that role. John Wick is one of the best movies that's come out in the last 10 years. The whole sequel, or the whole trilogy. And they have a 4th one that's coming out next year. But I think seeing him in something like that, or like I saw Cold Pursuit last year, I think that came out, where there is a lot of comedy in that, and Liam Neeson plays the main character in that. But I think it would be a cool role to see Paul Rudd try to play, or like Mile 22.
Oh, Mile 22.
I want to see him just get an opportunity to be just in an action movie, because he kind of gets that with Ant-Man, where he's doing a lot of action, but it's still 50% comedy, and you never get to the full-blown, like, action star status with Paul Rudd. But I think he can do it.
So take Gerard Butler out of the Olympus Has Fallen movies and put Paul Rudd in those.
Yeah, but I don't.
Or is that a little too much action?
I don't like those movies because they came out with what was the other one that came out at, like, the exact same time with
White House Down with Channing Tatum and Jamie Foxx.
Just copied each other. Now put him in, like, Hitman's Bodyguard. Take Ryan Reynolds out, because I think he can play a very similar role to Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds gets some of those more action movies. The one that Six Underground that Ryan Reynolds was in, where he's just, people are dying for 2 hours. Put Paul Rudd in that, where you still get some of that comedic value, but it's more action, where you get to see Paul Rudd actually freaking gunjitsu people and stuff. So that's what I want to see him recast as. I hope that we get to see Paul Rudd play a more serious role, but action filled, not just a serious role where it's more of a drama. If he wants, maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe that's not his style, but maybe we'll see it someday.